Well, hello and welcome to Leaders Pathway, where leaders go to grow. I'm Velma Knowles from leaderspathway.com, and you're listening to the Leaders Pathway podcast. Now, on this show, you will learn powerful tips from inspiring stories to help you grow your leadership influence, impact, and income. Today, friends, we're diving into a topic that couldn't be more fitting for the season: leading with gratitude. Now, before we get started, let me ask you this. Can you believe Thanksgiving is already here? I mean, where did the year go? It feels like just yesterday we were setting goals for the new year, choosing our one word that we want to anchor our whole year around. And now, here we are, gearing up for turkey, pie, and maybe even that awkward family debate over, is it stuffing or is it dressing? Well, you get to choose. But here's the real question I want you to think about. When was the last time you paused to think about what Thanksgiving really means? Not just the food, but the gratitude. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and we're going to explore how this season of thanks can inspire us to lead better, build stronger connections, and make a lasting impact. Plus, I'll share with you 3 ways that you can carry the spirit of gratitude into your leadership every single day. Well, all right, let's start with a little history lesson. Now, I have a little confession to make. Thanksgiving is a bit of a history lesson for me too. You see, I'm originally from the Bahamas, and while we love to celebrate just about any holiday, especially if it involves food, Thanksgiving isn't quite as big for us as, say, Christmas or Easter. I mean, those holidays, now those are when we really pull out all the stops, with family gatherings, church services, and tables full of food that we're just practically collapsing. There's so much to eat. But when I moved to the United States and I chose to become a United States citizen, I learned more about the roots of Thanksgiving, and I found it fascinating. Did you know that Thanksgiving became an official holiday thanks to Abraham Lincoln? Yep, Honest Abe proclaimed the last Thursday of November as a national day of thanks back in 1863. I mean, wow. It's been a long time. And here's the kicker. He did this in the middle of the Civil War. Can you imagine that? The country was divided, people were struggling, and yet Lincoln believed there was still so much to be grateful for. And honestly, it's something we could all use a little more of, no matter where we come from, right? Let me ask you this. If Abe Lincoln could find reasons to be thankful during one of the darkest times in the history of the United States, what's one thing you can be thankful for right now? I mean, go ahead, say it out loud to yourself if you can, or just think it to yourself. What's one thing you're grateful for? Is it your family? How about your health? Maybe it's the small wins at work this week because it's been a tough week. Or maybe whatever it is, hold on to that thought as we keep going with this topic of gratitude. Now, as leaders, we hear a lot about what we need to do, right? We need to plan. We need to strategize. We need to execute. We need to get results. But today, I want to talk about how we need to show up. And showing up with gratitude is one of the most powerful things we can do. Leadership expert John Maxwell, he's one of my mentors, he says this: gratitude doesn't come from our circumstances. It comes from how we choose to see the world. Quite simply, gratitude comes from your heart. So let me ask you, friends, how's your heart today? Think about it. Are you leading from a place of gratitude, or are you letting stress and frustration take over? And no judgment here. Trust me, I've been there too. But the good news is gratitude is a choice that we can make every single day. So how do we actually do this? I mean, how do we have a heart of gratitude every day? How do you lead with gratitude in a way that feels real, not fake, and not just another check the box or something on the to-do list, or I have to have a positive attitude as a leader? No. See, there's actually 3 simple ideas that can help get you started with a heart of gratitude. Number 1, show appreciation. Start with a simple thank you. Now, I know that sounds basic, but like they say, common sense isn't common anymore. So hear me out on this one. How often do we thank the people around us? Not just for the big things, but for the little things too. Think about your team for a second. When was the last time you said, "Thank you for your effort," or "I appreciate the way you handled that tough situation"? Here's my quick challenge for you. Who's one person that you could thank today? Write down their name. And after this podcast, yes, after, so I want you to hang with me, make it a point to let them know how much you appreciate them. Number 2, lead with optimism. I want you to shift your perspective. See, here's a fun fact. Abraham Lincoln found reasons to be grateful during the Civil War. If he could do that, surely we could find a silver lining in our own challenges, right? Let me ask you, what's one challenge you're facing right now? You got it in your mind? Now, what's something good that comes out of that challenge? Maybe you learned a new skill. Maybe you've grown as a person. Or maybe it's brought you and your team closer together. Take a second. Reflect on that. Because see, finding gratitude in tough times, it's tough, but it's also a game changer. And number 3, I want you to model generosity. Create a culture of gratitude. Gratitude isn't just about you or about me. It's about the environment that we create for others. So what kind of leader do you want to be? Not what kind of leader are you, but what kind of leader do you want to be? Here's an idea. Start your next team meeting with a gratitude roundtable. So here's how you do this. You go round and have everyone share one thing that they're thankful for. It doesn't have to be work related. In fact, it's better if it isn't, right? It could be anything. So what do you think? Could you try this with your team? You're most likely doing it already at the dinner table with your friends and family when you grab that turkey, right? So how about trying it with your colleagues or your employees? Well, all right, friends, let's wrap this up for a quick recap. So here's 3 ways that you could lead with gratitude this Thanksgiving and beyond Thanksgiving. Number 1, start with that thank you. Appreciate the people around you. Number 2, shift your perspective. Look for the good, even in the challenges that you face. And number 3, create a culture of gratitude. Build it into your team's daily habits. Now, before we go, let me share one more thing that I'm grateful for. You. Yes, you. The one listening right now. See, your commitment to becoming a better leader inspires me more than you know. And your commitment to supporting me and the messages that I share is so valuable to me. So here's my final question for you, my friend. What's one way you're going to practice gratitude today? Whatever it is, I know it's going to make a difference, not just for you, but for the people you lead and the lives you touch. Well, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. And if you found this helpful, I would love for you to share it with your friends and leave a review on the podcast. And whenever you want more resources on how you can lead and live better, head over to my website, leaderspathway.com. From my heart to yours, friends, happy Thanksgiving. And until next time, remember, you've got this. God bless you.